I'm not going to waste any of your time. You're fat and you want to get in shape. Here are my credentials. Perfect. Let's begin. So the first thing you're going to do, sit in a room, grab a piece of paper and a pen, and analyze your current day. You are going to write down what you have been doing for the last week, Monday to Sunday, in detail from the morning to the time you go bed. You're going to write every single thing you do in detail. Sit there. I don't care how long it takes. Just do it. And just look closely at your day-to-day inputs. Look closely at them. Half the things you're doing right now, you'll realize, are completely mindless. And I don't blame you because you've been running these habits on autopilot for years. You've just stopped questioning them anymore. And that is the first step. Awareness. If you want good habits to replace these bad ones, you first need to be aware of the bad habits that you're doing. In your mind, they may not even be bad habits anymore because they're just part of you now. You've just accepted that, okay, this is just me. I do this all the time. This is just part of my character. This is me. No. First step, awareness. Do exactly what I just said. Write down your day-to-day inputs and then start analyzing them. Start with the first one. I wake up and I scroll on my phone. Is that going to help me with my goals? If it is, you pick it. If it's not, you can cross it out. What the cross mean? I must stop doing that habit for me to achieve the goal that I'm after. As simple as that. Go through the list. It better be detailed. You need to make sure the list is as detailed as possible. Go through the list. Oh, I shouldn't be doing that. Is that taking me closer to my goal or further away? It's taking me further away. Cross it off. I won't be doing that tomorrow. Do that with every single habit that you wrote down and just eradicate all the ones that have a cross next to them from your life from tomorrow. If you're serious, you'll do this properly today. So the next thing, become hyper aware of the labels you've attached to yourself. You may have been the fat guy growing up. You may have been overweight and everyone around you made these sly comments about, oh, fatty, you should go on a diet. Fatty, you should go to the gym. They just made all these comments, family and friends. And then all those labels that they imposed on you, you internalized everything. You internalized all of it. Not just the fat guy label, everything that different traits that branch off the fat guy label, you also internalized. You know what? I always have struggled with food. Always have. I've always been lazy. When in the first place, you may have never been that person. But just because of the label, you've internalized all of those shitty traits with it. That is the next step. Because all of those daily behaviors that you recognized in the first exercise, they have been on autopilot because of this self-image that you've imposed on yourself. All of those bad behaviors are because of this self-image. And the daily behaviors are only deepening that belief. That self-image is only getting deeper and you're internalizing it even more. You're pushing it deeper down because of those daily behaviors. It's a vicious cycle. This is exactly why so many people struggle with this self-sabotage cycle. They do the behaviors which strengthens their belief of their self-image, and then they keep doing that again and again and again, and they can never ever make any progress because they can't implement any different habits. And the thing with these labels is you don't just accept them. It doesn't stop there. Later on down the line, you begin to expect the behaviors that accommodate that label. And then you begin to enforce those behaviors. You may not want to eat that cake or skip that workout, but you'll do it anyway just because it's consistent with your self-identity. You enforce those bad behaviors just to be right, just to have some familiarity. As humans, we love cognitive consistency. We love it. Just to be right, we'll turn around and say, oh, see, this is who I am. I told you, this behavior aligns with the person I think I am. I'm right. And you're saying this to yourself. And that whole cycle continues again. And then acting against your self-image, it just creates all this mental discomfort. And it's like your brain, anytime you try and implement a good habit into your life, your brain is just pulling you back in line with who it thinks you are. And it will continue doing that. We've all felt that moment where you're trying to implement something into your life completely new, and there's this mental resistance. You just can't do it. That's your brain just pulling you back in line with who it thinks it is. All right, Essen, I get it. Yes, I've got a bad self-image. I've got a negative self-image. I do these bad behaviors. Yes, I understand. I'm becoming aware of them. But what else can I do? What else can I do? Great question. Firstly, if someone tells you just read affirmations and just say all this bullshit, don't ever take advice from them again. That is not how you change. There's only one correct answer. Only one. You have to take aggressive action in the opposite direction. That is it. Awareness and consistent action is how you shift your identity. That is it. That is not the answer you were looking for. I know it. I can see it. That is not the answer you were hoping for. But that is the truth. Aggressive action in the opposite direction. So whatever your brain tells you to put off, to skip, to leave, you do the complete opposite. You don't think about it. You just go, okay, this negative thoughts arise. I should skip this workout. You just do a countdown from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, I'm going to do the complete fucking opposite. I'm going to go to the gym. That is how you do it. And you keep doing that consistently, day after day, week after week, month after month. And before you know it, you've shifted your identity completely. And the resistance will be there some days, but it's started to fade. You've changed your self-image and your behaviors now align with that new self-image. It's as simple as that. Simple, but it's not easy.